not aware of Java, who are not aware of .NET with any kind of programming which are available into the market, programming systems. Now, what are web services? The collection of XML-based technologies developed by the e-business community to address the issue of service discovery, interoperable data exchange, and or application invocation, the services composition, workflows, business processes. And who are the major developers? They are IBM, HP, Sun, and Microsoft. These are the web services owner who has actually introduced the web services into our market. W3C. A web service is a software application identified by a URI whose interfaces and bindings are capable of being defined, described, and discovered as an XML artifacts. A web services support direct interaction with the other software agents using the XML-based message exchange via internet-based protocols. This is the definition of web services. You are transferring your objects in the form of XML in a desired format which the external application wants to access it. It is an internet-based protocols, the HTTP, the SMTP, the FTP, your FileNet, your ShareNet protocols, all the protocols are available into this web services technologies. It is identified by a URI. Whenever you are going to access that web services are exposed on the internet. When a certain thing is exposed on the internet, there must be a certain URL or there must be a certain URI for it. Whenever you want to go to the song section of your computer, how you are going to do it? You firstly open your computer, go to My Computers, then D drive or E drive, then certain folders. Inside that certain folders, there must be a list of folder structure where you want to go for the M songs or for the old songs, for the latest songs. There is a certain song section, then onto the particular your file format, which you play it on your VLC media player or your media player or any kind of media players, you can access it. In the similar manner, the web services are also working. A certain application is exposed onto the internet. That internet, you need to access it. You need to go on www.pvrsaket.com, then list of movies / latest or / old. In this format, you are going to access the application. You need to access the data which is exposed on the internet via different protocols. Now, this is the web services architecture, where one is the service requester and another one is the service provider. They are binded together. With a certain kinds of frameworks. That is your service registry. Whenever you need to produce your services to a consumer, it should be registered somewhere. In the web services, it is called as service registry. You need to describe all your service definition over here. The service provider is going to publish your web services with the service registry using the WSDL. WSDL is called as WSDL. Using your WSDL or UDDI. I'll come up with the WSDL and the UDDI section in my coming slides. Now, the consumer need to get the registered definition from the service registry and get it from the UDDI and the WSDL. The same file is being used by the producer and the same file is used by the consumer. Whenever a producer is going to create a web service, it is going to expose it onto the internet. How they are going to consume it? A file is created, a singular file is created that is being understood by both the application, by your consumer part as well as by your producer part. No questions are coming from you. No questions are coming from your side. Should I think that everything you are getting it, or should I think that you are not getting anything? Yes. HTTP is a stateless protocol. Okay, it is common among all the channels. It is used worldwide on the web. Whenever you want to transmit any kind of application data over the internet, Using your HTTP, you will use only the HTTP or the HTTPS. It is firewall friendly. There are so many things. Internet access over call protocol, it is not recommended into the market these days, and the web services are basically created over HTTP. We create the SOAP access protocols, simple object access protocol, over the HTTP. Whenever we are calling that it is a web service, we will say it is SOAP over HTTP. The WSDL file is generated over HTTP. The application servers are accessed over the internet. Let's say we have one application server that is located in somewhere in the California, and we have an application server that is installed somewhere in Noida. We want to access these kinds of application server. We will access it using the HTTP protocols. With the HTTP protocols, it is a stateless protocol, and very frankly say, I'm not very much aware of the IAOP. In the case of web services, it is being developed only onto the HTTP session. That is why it is worldwidely accepted with all the legacy systems, with all the service providers as well as the consumers. Anything else? We will take an example of telephone registry. You have a MTNL or BSNL connection. Definitely your address, your mobile phone, your landline system must be registered somewhere. And yearly a definition of your yearly a book will be published by the MTNL department or by the BSNL department, giving all the phone numbers that are associated with a certain location, with a certain cities. This is the use of service registry. In the same case, whenever we are having any kinds of web services producing libraries, we need to register it with the service registry part. When it is being registered onto the service registry, you are going to consume it. Okay, from where you are going to consume it? You need to access those particular department from where you can access your service registry, from where you can access your services that you want to get a certain kind of services which are available onto the market, from where you can get it. You need to contact directly to the service registry part. They will give you the complete information, whatever the input you need to provide it, whatever the output you need to provide it, and this is the concerned department. You can get it from there only. This is the use of service registry. Huh? Exactly, we are making. Exactly, we are. Exactly, we are creating a distributed components into the market that are loosely coupled and integrated with the system. This is the use. Everything should be registered in the Windows registry. Exactly. You can change it from there. Let's say there are certain softwares now. Once it's being installed into your system, you cannot reinstall it until unless you are not uninstalling its system. Exactly. So whenever you want to make any kind of changes, you need to firstly reach to the registry section of your Windows part. You need to change it, and then you will come up, because you know the registry part, so that you can change your you can install or uninstall your software system. But in the case there are so many users who are not aware of the registry part of your Windows application, then they what they do, they won't be no. From the add or new programs, you can actually uninstall the program, uninstall the application, but you will not reach onto the registry part.
That is the only reason कि Oracle अगर आपका एक बार uninstall मतलब अगर install नहीं होता है properly, तो बहुत सारे लोग उसको install नहीं कर पाते.
Exactly.
क्योंकि उनकी
registry जो है वो change हो जाती है.
सारी जो details होती हैं वो remove करनी होती है. Then we can. तो generally what the people are doing, they are just format the things.
Exactly.
Again
to load the Oracle, because once you are formatting the things, everything your registry will get automatically flushed, and you can reinstall your software system into the same machine.
So one thing
Yes.
now here the database will be centralized, or again it will be divided into global and local.
It will be divided into global and local.
Distributed in because the web is very vast. So
let's say, ma'am, I'll give you example. No, not go with the banking system. Just go with with your railway system. You will get the list of list of trains from the system. Okay, from Indian Railways. You create an application where you can actually create a reservation in a particular train on a certain date. Okay, you are creating a reservation from different application, but you are fetching the data from different application. Okay, when you are creating it a railway reservation from the yatra.com, you need to create a transaction over it. Whenever you are making any kind of transaction, you need to store it into our database, but add to the yatra side, not onto the railway side, because railway side will automatically being taken care by the yatra.com. The data being provided, and the data is whatever the data which yatra is going to give to the railways.com immediately with the centralized system. Yes, exactly. On an average, we are having the different servers. We are not having a single server. We are having so many different components we have. I'll define your problem. Are you able to see? No, no. Now see, yatra.com, it's having its own DTV. It is exposed on internet over HTTPS. It is a secured site. Once you reach on yatra.com, you will having the two options, the flights and the trains. When you go onto the train section, it is very easy. You need to enter the date. Okay, on that date, you need to enter the source and the destination with the quota system. Okay, this is the input query. You made a query, it will go to indianrailways.com. Indianrailways.com is having its own DB. Indianrailways.com, based on the input search parameters, fetch all the details from DB, pass it on to train section of yatra.com. Clear? Okay. Now again, you got Rajdhani Express, Delhi to Mumbai on 25th December 2012. You want a reservation in third AC. Okay. Firstly, you will get that whether the seats are available or not. Again, you will enter into the search criteria. Third AC 25th of December, it will go to indianrailways.com, search into the database, select asterisk from फलाना ढिमकाना into the database.com. ठीक है, वहां पर से आपको थर्ड एसी दिल्ली टू मुंबई की सारी टिकट्स आपको अवेलेबल मिल गई. It will reach to the train section again. Now, it is the user's choice whether he wants to make a railway reservation in that particular train on that particular date in that particular class or not. यहां पर गया, उसने सेलेक्ट किया. If it is okay, again एक क्वेरी यहां पर इंडियन रेलवेज पर आएगी. यहां पर उसके डेटाबेस में वो जाकर के चेक करेगा कि यस अभी भी अवेलेबल है कि नहीं है. सर्च किया, हाँ अवेलेबल है. अगर उसने ट्रांजैक्शन कर दिया, यात्रा.com के ट्रेन सेक्शन ने फिर से डेटा भेजा, इंडियन रेलवेज ने जाकर के अपने डेटाबेस में इसको चेक किया और उसके फ्लैग को पॉज कर दिया, या जो भी उसका फ्लैगिंग सिस्टम चल रहा होगा. मींस दैट टिकट इज बुक्ड वाया yatra.com on so and so date on so and so class. Everything is being clear. ठीक है, यहां पर टिकट बुक हो गई and you will get a confirmation on the train section of yatra.com. So it is a two-way process. But yes, coming on to your database part, yes, there should be a database at indianrailways.com that will reach to yatra.com, and you are actually creating a transaction, you are actually making a transaction over yatra.com. There should be a database in a yatra.com that is actually tracking up all these kinds of details. ठीक है, उसके बाद अगर आपको yatra.com से कोई चीज निकालनी है या आपको कैंसिल करना है, फ्रॉम वेयर यू विल गेट इट? यू विल गेट इट फ्रॉम हियर ओनली. Yes, there will be two database. One will be of yatra.com and another will be of indianrailways.com. But this should be a centralized database that will be accessed by your yatra.com, makemytrip.com or any other travelportal.com. In the similar case, when you are searching for the flights, these flights are available. Firstly, you will get it on 25th December. You need to search a flight details. Okay, you will get a list of complete flight details: the Jet Airways, SpiceJet, Indian Airways, or Indian Airlines or Kingfisher. You will get it from their DB whether on 25th of December these flights are operating or not. This will give you the Jet Airways. Yes, we are operating. Jet Airways will say yes, we are operating it on so and so date. We are having a flight at 6 a.m., then 7 a.m., then 8 a.m., then 9 a.m. up to 11 p.m. You will get it. All these details will go to the flight section. Okay, you will get it from here. Now you want to make a reservation. The similar search criteria, the similar input parameters, you need to make it from yatra.com to Jet Airways. The transaction will be made. Flight seat will be booked. At the same time, you are also booking it onto yatra.com. So this is the approach. We are following it via web services. Database will be centralized, but it will be accessed by Yatra as well as Make My Trip. Okay? Yes. Exactly. On a okay. Your Yatra.com is created in PHP. Okay. Your JetAirways.com, it is created in C. These are both different applications. Okay. They don't know the programming structure of C. C does not know Java and Java doesn't know C. But still they are integrated with each other. Still they are integrated with each other. What is the common mechanism which we are using? That is PHP. XML. So exactly we need to make a communicator, na? We need to make a communicator. If we are not having a communicator, how we can say that it is a loosely coupled? We should be having at least a communicator. If I know English, you know Hindi. I don't know Hindi and you don't know English. There should be a communicator, na, who knows English as well as Hindi. Only then we can communicate it. Only then we will become the loosely coupled. Otherwise, we will be tightly coupled that I know only English and you know only Hindi. This is the mechanism which we are using it, which we are following it. Yes, sir.
What type of database is
any kind of database you can take. Oracle you can take.
Data is being accessed through Indian Railways or any other prime. So what database is there in Yatra?
I am giving an example. You can use any database.
But
They are using.
What information is being
In this
kept in the
example,
Yatra.com?
there is one database in Yatra.
Uh-huh.
So what type of database is it?
What type of database?
What information it is going to store in its own database? And we are having the central database.
Okay. It is your normal database. It is a normal database. Normal database means Oracle, or you can use MySQL.
Means what type of information it is going to store?
Mhm. 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 Okay. Okay, got it. This is also I delivered that all the trains related and all the flights related information are stored into their database. Okay, but the user is actually making a transaction via yatra.com, via irctc.com, not onto the Indian Railways site. Okay, whenever you are making a transaction on yatra.com, let's say tomorrow or day after tomorrow you want to make any changes in your transaction, how you are going to track it, from where you are going to track it. Okay, no, your user related transaction will be stored in the yatra.com. Your user related transaction.
Or the transaction which is done through the Yatra.com?
Exactly, the yatra.com has made the transaction from indianrailways.com, but on the behalf of user only. On the behalf of user only. So the user transaction will be made on the yatra.com, and whatever the transaction the user has performed via yatra.com will reach on to the indianrailways.com, and it will book a seat from there. Uh-huh. Uh-huh. Only through yatra.com. Exactly. No. Transaction is being made on yatra.com, not onto the indianrailways.com.
You can check it using PNR number.
You can make a changes, but again this is a new query. Using the PNR number, you can make a transaction from yatra.com as well as from makemytrip.com, from irctc.com, anywhere from you can make it. Exactly. Because PNR number is being generated by indianrailways.com, not by yatra.com. But yes, Yatra, after making a transaction over the yatra.com, you will say that yes, your ticket has been booked and your transaction ID is this. That transaction ID can be fetched from yatra.com only, from which travel portal you have used so far. Okay?
Suppose if we want to book a seat in train or flight,
Mm-hmm.
say only one seat is available,
Mhm.
and the two persons are going to reserve.
The first one is going to access it.
So then you have said that there is a flag that will be marked as it is going to book.
Yes.
At particular point of time, the seat is say unreserved,
Mm.
and the two persons are going to get reserved
Mm.
that seat from two different portals.
Mm-hmm.
Then how it is going to check the concurrency?
Let's say this is a seat. Somewhere we have planned it in Indian Railways website. Okay. One user is at Yatra, one user is Make My Trip. Okay. At any time, both has hit the same things. Okay. Within a fraction of nanoseconds, it will reach onto the database, it will reach to the web services of Indian Railways. The one which will be coming first is going to hold this transaction, and that will be taken care by Indian Railways, not by yatra.com, not by makemytrip.com, because this data is available with Indian Railways only. This is the programming logic that the Indian Railways has to build it on. This has not to be taken care by Yatra, not to be taken care by Make My Trip.
But suppose the payment process at say Make My
Payment process will be done at that time. Okay.
example has it means it is a will it be a
This will be unreserved. This will be unreserved, and you can get it.
means final logging will be done after payment status.
Exactly. In the case of Indian Railways, na, both from.
Only on the Indian Railways where it might be on the flight reservation.
But in the case of flight reservation, you can actually book a seat for 24 hours or for 48 hours, depending upon the flights. Depending upon Jet Airways, you can maximum reserve your seat, raise your flag for a maximum of 24 hours. But in the case of Kingfisher, might be 48 hours, depending upon the payment system, because some flights are giving you an opportunity that you can actually cancel your ticket and your fare will be refunded back to your account. But there are so many sites which are not actually refunding your fare. Okay, so it depends upon the programming logic, that depends upon the business scenario, what the Jet Airways is going to give you, what the SpiceJet is going to deliver it to their clients. So it all depends upon the flighting system, जो वो अपना लेकर के चले.
So in that case, like we were hiring the services of some other.
Exactly, you are hiring the services.
We are hiring the services.
Yes.
But it is not always necessary. Like I have booked n number of times tickets to
Mhm.
IRCTC.
Okay.
And I always log in directly to IRCTC.
Yes.
So then in that case, it will be more beneficial to other people to directly log into that site.
It is not
Like
always
there is-
necessary.
If only one seat was there, तो means जो पहले आया first time basis पे उसके बुक हो गए. तो in that case तो हमें हमेशा ही फिर सीधा centralized database को ही करना चाहिए. फिर हम क्यों services
आप नहीं ले रहे हो. There are so many users who don't like Indian Railway, who don't like IRCTC.com.